Welcome to Cinemascene on WGWG, online, WGWG.org. Gardner-Webb University Radio. I'm Noel T. Manning II, and we talk movies right here each week. Very happy to have Violet Arth-Dukes from the Cleveland County Arts Council representing the Reel-to-Reel International Film Festival. We have Violet on every year at this time. Need to have her on more often, not just once a year.
I actually feel like it was like a week ago, so.
It does feel like we just talked about this a week ago.
It does.
Well, we are going to be talking about this film festival. 18 years that this has been going on, and through the Arts Council, and it's varied locations, but the past at least decade and a half in Kings Mountain. Is that right?
Yeah, I think for the last 15 years.
Okay. Originally started in the Arts Council building in the gallery, and it really outgrew that pretty quickly. And Violet is the, give me your title because I get it wrong every time as it relates to the film festival.
Festival director?
Festival director, okay. But you are the marketing director, coordinator, guru for the Arts Council as a whole. But this has really been your baby for the past 14 years.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it.
Yeah, this is. I know that you do so much more than this, and but this is something that you really have a deep love for.
Yeah, so I do a lot of stuff at the Arts Council, but I spend all year on this every year, in between other things, because film festival is a big undertaking. And the Arts Council wants to put on the very best film festival we can for the people that attend. So we work really hard at it.
Well, this is something that is really, you're working on aspects of this all year long. So talk about the process of putting a film festival together, and then we can give also a little background on the history behind this festival.
Well, I certainly don't work on it alone all year. It takes a lot of people. You're one of them, and in the past have been one of them, but I have a committee of volunteers that help watch all of the submissions that are sent from all over the world, and they watch them, they rate them based on a number of criteria, and help narrow the selections down to what will actually play at the festival. So we start that in about October,
right,
and do that all the way until selection day was last Friday for this upcoming festival. So they watch films just diligently and at my request, at the drop of a hat, and all kinds of wonderful things. They're very dedicated. And then the volunteers and board members and community members also volunteer during the festival to sell concessions and tickets and help us find raffle items and things like that.
Now, and this is a festival that is not just a documentary or just an animation or just a family film festival. Talk about the different types of films that viewers will be able to see the 26th through the 29th of July.
Well, in the past, we have always accepted submissions in 4 categories: features, shorts, animations, and documentaries. This year, we added films made by children 14 and under, and films made specifically for children 14 and under. So we added a whole new screening to accommodate those submissions. That'll be Saturday, July 29th at 10 a.m. at the Joy Performance Theater. Films just for kids.
Right, yeah.
And kids are free to come to that.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're excited about it. Adding a whole new screening was an undertaking.
Yeah.
But it was an exciting one.
Right.
And that's co-sponsored by Kid Senses in Rutherfordton, and so a lot of people will be familiar with that.
Yeah.
And actually their director, Willard Whitson, joined the selection committee this year and helped to choose the films that'll play during that screening and during the rest of the screenings.
Yeah. Now you discovered something, I guess, an unintended aspect of opening up a children's component of it, especially with international selections.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that.
So as we were watching films and narrowing films down and talking amongst the committee about what the screening was going to be like, it started to occur to us that, if a family brought their kids, that were not reading age yet.
Right.
That films with subtitles were just not going to work.
Right.
Which really broke our hearts because we had so many films from all over the world
Wow.
submitted just for that category. And, that wouldn't be a problem for the 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14-year-old kids who are interested in the film festival. But we thought that, for any number of people who brought their 4, 5, 6-year-old,
Right.
they would all be reading subtitles to their child
Right.
during the entire film.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
So every parent reading to every child
Yeah.
every word of
Yeah.
a specific film, we just felt like it would be too distracting and could get out of hand.
Right. Did any of those transition over into the regular viewing?
A couple. Yeah, a couple
Okay.
of them were still so good that they'll
Yeah.
be played during the regular festival.
Okay.
For adults.
And the festival is the 26th through the 29th at the classic Joy Performance Center in Kings Mountain, and it's a Wednesday night through Saturday night.
Right. So Wednesday night, Thursday night, and Friday night at 7 p.m. And then on Saturday, 10 a.m., Kids Fest, 1 p.m. matinee, and 7 p.m. regular showing. And then after the final film on Saturday, we have a wrap party with free food and drinks. And that's when we give the awards to the filmmakers. We give awards in each category that I mentioned earlier. We give a student/amateur award in each of those categories, plus a professional award, plus a Best of North Carolina.
Right.
We're also going to give a monetary award this year to the best film made by a child.
Okay.
And the audience gets to choose a film to win a monetary award as well.
So a lot of awards, and that's one of the things that's different. It's not just a certificate or a trophy, which those are great. But money to be able to go back into what they've already put into this, or maybe they can use it on future projects,
or to submit to more festivals,
right?
Or, really, hopefully to just pay to make it to the festival.
Yeah, absolutely, because it does cost for these filmmakers to come as well.
But a lot of
There's
them
a short-
do.
Yeah,
and I think we have 9 North Carolina films this year,
right?
And we can expect most of them
Yeah.
will hopefully come to the festival.
Yeah.
And audience members, when they come to the festival, can expect filmmakers who do attend to either introduce their film and do a Q&A after, or just the Q&A after.
Right.
But it's a fun aspect that you don't get at the regular theater.
Oh, yeah. That's something that's always impressed me about what we've been able to do at this festival. Even from the first year that this was started, filmmakers have come since that first year, and that's really incredible. When you think about, we are outside of the major markets. I mean, we're an hour. Well, Kings Mountain's closer to Charlotte.
Yeah.
But Shelby, 40 minutes from Charlotte, and to be able to have filmmakers say, I may have never heard of Shelby, North Carolina, if they're coming from, especially overseas, but
And
even
they do.
those, but even those that come from other places in the States, you hear Shelby and Kings Mountain, and it's not the names that you hear like Charlotte or Raleigh or Asheville, but still to know that there's a festival of this caliber there, they show up. And I think that's a beautiful thing about what we've been able to do is that the Arts Council through the Reel to Reel shows that, hey, this is well put on. The screenings are going to be on something that you can be proud to watch your movies on. And the audiences come because they really care about film.
Yeah, we have a smart audience.
Yeah.
And filmmakers return year after year
Yeah.
and submit year after year with the comments to me that it's one of the better festivals that they attend, and they love it. They love our audience. They love our hospitality.
Yeah.
They love the screen, and like you said, that the film plays on. It's a beautiful way to see a film.
Yeah.
And, we're proud to put on a good festival that both audience members and filmmakers want to attend.
Yeah, it's you do such a wonderful job, and you work so diligently on it, and the committee, as it changes each year. I mean, you have different members that move in and move out, and some will take some time off and move their way back in.
They need a break. It's a big job.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of work watching, up to 200, sometimes 200 plus films each year and weeding those out. And that's one of the things with this festival is that, you have to, what's your criteria for viewing? Is it still what it used to be from a standpoint of how many members have to watch a film?
So 3 people on the committee have to watch each film.
Yeah.
And rate the film.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier now than it used to be when they were on VHS and DVD.
Right.
And they actually had to come to the Arts Council and trade them out with each other and sign them out on a sign-in sheet. But now they can watch them online at their leisure, which is so much better for everybody.
And for filmmakers.
That's true.
They upload and they just talk about that process from a filmmaker standpoint of how do they submit to us and to other festivals, because they can do it really through 1 or 2 portals.
Yeah, we used Without a Box and Film Freeway. They're online submission platforms that filmmakers can find the festivals that they're interested in. They upload their film once. They enter their synopsis once. And then they just check the boxes by the festivals that they're interested in. Yeah,
that makes it so much easier for the filmmaker, and I think that process is much more streamlined. And from a screening committee member standpoint, definitely a lot easier to just go on and view it that way as well. And you can also, serving on the committee in previous years and being able to sit and view. The grading criteria helps too, because you grade it, and you, from a director standpoint, you're able to kind of look at all those grades right down the line.
Yeah, I can download it to Excel and sort them by the highest rating, and we sort of weed out from the bottom and choose from the top what we want to show.
Yeah.
We try to keep things in mind like variety of what we're showing. So if too many films are submitted on one theme, we'll pick the best of those, the best one. So we're not showing too many on one theme, because we want the variety to be there for the audience during the festival. We have a lot of festival attendees that come every single night of the festival, so, we want to give them a good variety.
Right. Well, 18 years, the Reel to Reel International Film Festival has been happening through the Arts Council, and why do you think that it's continued to find success and bring return customers, either by filmmakers or audience members? Talk about that part.
Oh, my goodness. I think it's because of the quality of films that get submitted and that we choose to play.
Okay.
And it's not, films aren't the only thing that happen at the festival. It's also a fun experience.
Right.
There didn't used to be bonuses on when you watched a movie at home.
Right.
Now you can see bonus selections and directors, comments on a DVD and a Blu-ray. But at the film festival, you actually get that live.
Yeah.
And they're answering your questions.
Right.
Plus, there's delicious concessions. There's the silent auction. There's the wrap party. There's, camaraderie with your friends.
VIP
the
seating.
VIP seating with this personal server.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more to it that we put into it than just the films that play.
Right.
It's a fun experience.
Yeah. What do you enjoy the most about it? You as somebody who is a lover of film, but also as the director.
I don't know.
That's
I
tough.
love all of it. It's my
Yeah.
favorite thing that I do at work.
Yeah.
So, but I like the wrap party at the end when
Right.
it's all done and it's been successful and everybody's smiling and happy and
There is that. There's also this networking aspect that comes out of this from filmmakers meeting other filmmakers, and we've already talked about the filmmakers being able to meet their audience and hear the feedback. I've witnessed filmmakers being very appreciative of the audience members saying, here's what I like, but also maybe here's what I didn't like about your film. And I know that we've had some filmmakers that have gone back and done re-edits and recut things for future festivals based on the feedback that they received from this one. And I'm sure there may have been other festivals previous to this that the same thing happened. And I think that's fascinating because what you're able to do is you talked about that audience interaction with the filmmaker just a minute ago, but you're also able to help the filmmaker make their work even better.
Yeah, and just since last year, we had a young student filmmaker last year. I believe she was either 14 or 15 last year, named Azure Allen.
Yes, yes.
Who submitted a film that played at the festival last year, and she submitted again this year, and her film was selected. So we're starting to see that we'll be able to follow her as she grows as a filmmaker,
Right.
which we've done with other filmmakers in the past. I don't think anyone quite this young, but I'm excited, and I hope that audience members, who were here last year, can see how she's grown as a filmmaker by seeing the film that she submitted this year.
Yeah, and she came last year.
Mm-hmm.
I know she was there at least 2, if not 3.
Yeah, she's from South Carolina.
So she was there for several nights, and you could tell that she really appreciated the opportunity to speak.
Yeah.
As well, and she was so well spoken in front of a crowd of not her peers. I mean, these were not kids or high school kids
Right.
that she was talking in front of. So, yeah, she's going to do quite well.
Well, I'm excited for you to see her new submission.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well. Well, let's talk about some of the films this year at the 18th Annual Reel to Reel International Film Festival going on July 26th through the 29th. You've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then several different categories or different times on Saturday, including a morning kids fest and then an afternoon matinee and then Saturday evening. So talk about some of the types of films that that viewers can check out this year.
All right. Well, I will say, for one, if you're a horror movie lover,
Okay.
then Reel to Reel has probably not always been the place for you.
Right.
My committee has generally not been that big into horror films.
Okay.
But this year, we've got some films for you.
Okay.
So, horror movie fans, they're at the end of each night, because I stack the films that way,
Yep.
family friendly, starting in the beginning of each screening, going into the R ratings at the last film
Okay.
for the evening. So you got to, come and watch the films, but you'll be hopefully pleasantly surprised by the quality of the horror films that we had submitted this year.
Okay.
We had some really good ones. And then my favorite film of the festival, I don't want to bias anybody, but my favorite film is called Triple Divide Redacted,
Okay.
which is...
It's a mouthful.
Yeah, it is. It's a film about fracking,
Okay.
and it's narrated by Mark Ruffalo,
Okay.
and it's just so important.
Yeah.
It's so well done, and they don't overdo it
Right.
lengthwise.
Right.
That can be a problem with documentaries sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like you're cycling through the same information 3 times in the same movie.
Right.
This is just so well done, such important subject matter. It's actually about fracking in Pennsylvania,
Okay.
but it is stuff that people have absolutely never seen before.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
That plays on Saturday night, and I think it's a don't miss film.
Okay. And you do have each night, other than the Saturday Children's Fest, and even there you've got different types of films, but you do have documentaries, shorts, feature films featured each night.
Right, exactly. So
Right.
we don't do it in blocks of types of films. If you come Wednesday, you'll see a variety of films, shorts, animations, documentaries. Same thing for each night. We're actually only playing one narrative feature in the festival this year. I think that is at the Saturday matinee.
Okay.
It's a very funny feature.
Okay.
Not for kids, but a funny
Right.
feature.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, variety at each screening.
Yeah. And you mentioned, I think, 9 films from North Carolina this year?
Yeah, I think it's 9.
Okay. And then and international, as always, even from year one, which really kind of amazed those who were involved in that first year, because it was originally intended or thought about becoming just, hey, a North and South Carolina, let's see what we get. But it was obvious how easy it would be to expand it.
Well, just for a brief overview of some of the countries that are represented at this year's film festival, we have Nepal, Spain, Turkey, the Netherlands, the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, Iran,
Wow.
Germany, and then the rest are from various states
Yeah.
in the U.S.
Wow.
But I know that's a pretty
Yeah.
good variety
Yeah,
of countries.
It really is, and that's I've really always enjoyed that, because that's one of the things that can set us, I think, apart. You know, you look at other, if you're listening and you live in the Cleveland County area of North Carolina, you have a limited places to go watch movies. You've got an AMC theater locally, and but that's really it in Shelby, North Carolina. And you see the feature films, but you don't get a chance to see these films from all over the world, and by filmmakers who aren't maybe not making a living doing this. Maybe it may be professional because they hire professional talent, but they're not making money for the most part off of these films. They can,
Right.
but that's not the intent of this kind of thing. It's to give access to art that you may not see otherwise.
Exactly. And yeah, to give a voice to filmmakers who
Yes.
may not get their art seen
Yes.
by a larger audience until they've screened at festivals.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
most excited about the Kids Fest. I really hope
Okay.
that people will bring their kids and enjoy those films. We have one documentary, several shorts, and lots of animations made by kids.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
Maybe it'll spark an interest in your child to want to, get out a video camera or an iPhone and do a little stop motion animation with clay and
Right.
a new form of creativity for them
Yeah.
when they see what they can actually do.
Yeah.
There was one group of kids that together made several films. And so you'll see in two of the films some of the same actors. And when people come to the festival, they can read in the program those connections and things like that. But also, they should check out the realtorealfest.com website.
Okay.
The schedule for the festival is already up, and the synopsis for each film is already up on the 2017 page of our website. And I'm going to be adding trailers to the films ASAP.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, and that's wonderful to be able to see that. That's realtorealfest.com. And you can also, if you want to find out what else is happening at the Cleveland County Arts Council, you can go to
CCArtsCouncil.org.
CCArtsCouncil.org. Or if you want to make a phone call, you can go 704-484-ARTS.
Yep, 484-2787.
And you can ask for Violet, and she will direct you. But anyone who answers will be able to help you out as well. The festival is going on in Kings Mountain at the Joy Performance Theater. That is, what's that address? It is
202 South Railroad Avenue in Kings Mountain.
Knew it.
July 26th through the 29th at the Joy Performance Center.
And there will be Q&A with filmmakers. There's a silent auction, food and beverage as well. And if you want to make a kind of an evening for it, there's some places you can eat there in the uptown area of Kings Mountain as well.
Plus, we serve pizza at the festival.
Well, there you go. You could eat at the festival as well, and it really is just a beautiful location for a film. And the after party in the past few years, it's been in the huge white tent,
And it will be again this year. It's so
awesome.
nice.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, any final things you want to share that we haven't touched on?
No, just visit the website, visit Facebook, or give us a call at the Arts Council if you'd like to get a ticket. We sell tickets and
You can give prices if you want to.
So, ticket for one evening is $8 in advance or $10 at the door. You'll see 6 or 7 films for that price, which is pretty great. A pass is $35 in advance or $40 at the door.
And that gets you in
Everything,
Okay.
right? It's like 50 films or something.
Yeah.
Kids Fest is $4 for adults in advance, $5 at the door, and as always, Reel to Reel is free for children under 12.
Okay.
So that includes
Excellent.
Kids Fest.
Excellent. Well, Violet Arth-Dukes, the festival director for the Reel to Reel International Film Festival, 18 years this has been going on. Again, the dates July 26th through the 29th in Kings Mountain, North Carolina. That website, again, to find out more information.
realtorealfest.com.
Awesome. We appreciate you spending time with us talking about this. I'm really excited, as always, about what is offered, and I get to I get to be involved sometimes a little more than others, and I get to view these a little more than others sometimes, but I always enjoy what I do get a chance to see. So I think that's one thing I want to make sure I mention, that, don't feel like if you can't go every night, that's fine. But if you have, even a couple hours to come and spend and watch some of these films, please do it.
Yeah.
You will not be disappointed. And I think if you come once, you will come again. So I recommend that absolutely. Thank you so much for spending time listening to us here on Cinemascene, Gardner-Webb University Radio. And Violet, thanks. Really
Thank you.
appreciate you. Till next time, I'm Noel Manning, and that is a wrap.